everyone here. Yeah, we'll open in prayer, and then we're going to, I'll give you the format for today. And actually then John Chambers has a quick announcement, and then we'll get to our main speaker. So Marina is a senior manager in our team that all of us appreciate immensely. She's a very wonderful person, excellent character. And Marina, could you please open our meeting in prayer for us?
Yes, no problem. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this time that you've given us to come together. And I thank you for this platform, which brings us all from so many different parts of the world together to learn. And I pray a blessing over our speakers today, that you would please just be with them and help them to present their materials well. And I also just ask that you keep our hearts and our minds open so we can learn. And I thank you for the community here that supports each other so much, and for each of our businesses that you continue to grow those and grow our impact and help us to glorify your name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Marina. And yeah, we do that because we depend 100% on the Lord, 100%. And I have a profound need for him. So that's why we do that. Now, John Chambers, do you have your announcement you can make right now, please?
Yes, I have an announcement.
May 14th.
And you should be able to see, we're going to have a Zoom product training call. This actually was brought on because Rick called and said, hey, are you going to do product training at some time? And so we're going to do a product training. It's going to be on the breakfast pack. You will get info on core nutrition, balanced diet, and the breakfast pack. It's suitable for new people and old hands alike. Saturday, May 14th. Barb and Rick, you better be there.
We will be.
And clear the decks, mark your calendar, get ready to understand your breakfast pack like never before. This is the link. It's Zoom. It's meeting ID 822-0170-7202. And I will be sending it out in emails. But there you go. That's
7 p.m.
7 p.m. May 14th. And Barb, we would love it if you were there too. Barbara Chichester, we would love it if you were there too, just for fun.
Okay, thank you so much, John. We appreciate that greatly.
Funny, John.
Yeah, we appreciate that greatly. So you want to get in on that meeting, you guys. That will be excellent, excellent content.
Question?
Yes.
7 o'clock Eastern time,
No,
Pacific
7
time?
o'clock Pacific.
Pacific, so that's 10 o'clock. Okay.
That's 10 o'clock your time. And we are going to have a fellow named Bob who's going to, from Eugene, he's going to be talking about one of the elements of the breakfast pack.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Okay, now you guys, because we have several phenomenal speakers, I'm going to skip on wins, but I will tell you we had 6 people in the team with record month, 6 of them. And I think to honor them, I should say their names. We won't have time to go into detail right now, but Jenny Knowles, first-time executive manager, a record. Rick and Bev, first-time senior manager, far exceeded it, clear to 1,300. Kevin and Janet Cornelius, record month, 1,500, far exceeded senior manager. Irina from Mara's team, Jamie and Carol, John and Debbie, all had record months. That's 6, you guys. So we had a phenomenal month, just amazing. So what the format today, we have 2 separate meetings today. We have the one you're on right now, and then we're going to have Janiece Johnson first, then we'll have Diana Yassin. And I think I should show you this just very quickly. because one of the things Diana is going to address is restoring hair loss. And so I thought I should show you these pictures because they're so remarkable. Check this out. Look at that. That's before NeoLife. Then this is a little bit later, and this is now.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
So this will be after Janiece. Janiece is our featured speaker, but then Diana will come on. And Diana not only will talk briefly about hair restoration, but she also has a unbelievable Alzheimer's testimony, and a lady who got Alzheimer's at only age 57. And she is showing unbelievable restoration and improvement. Diana also has allergies testimonies that appeared to be life-threatening, actually. Eyeballs got the size of a golf ball on the person. Migraines, I mean, unbelievable. So the format today is Janiece first, then Diana, and Diana will just be maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Then our Vice President of Field Development will come on. That meeting will wrap up right around 10:30, and then at 11, please write this down right now, please, because it's a different ID. It's the Zoom ID for the 11 o'clock meeting is 963-644-1807, and the password is ATP. And on that second meeting, you guys, there's a person who was diagnosed with leukemia at age 26. They were treated medical treatment for 5 years, sent home to die at age 31 because the physician said there's nothing left to try. So sent home at 31 to die. At that point, they were introduced to NeoLife, and in only 60 days, their cancer count fell 50%. That person is alive 33 years later, still here. We're going to hear a presentation by that person, but it'll also include fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, digestive distress, depression, anxiety, IBS, candida overgrowth, kidney and liver failure, and a literal, medically documented from 2 different sources, age reversal indicated in the blood work. Incredible. So we have 2 phenomenal meetings today. This one, and then the next one that starts at 11. I'm going to repeat the ID one more time in case you didn't get it, because that one's going to be phenomenal also. That one is at 11 o'clock, 963-644-1807, password ATP. So we want to welcome everyone. We're so happy you're here. We congratulate those 6, particularly. I just mentioned Jenny Knowles, Rick and Bev Beard, Kevin Cornelius and Janet, Irina, Jamie and Carol, John and Debbie.
Excuse me, Bob.
Yes.
My wife's name's Barb, not Bev.
Bev is Barb's sister, who has had mind-blowing results. Hopefully we can get to that maybe a little bit later. Bev is Barb's sister. Thank you, Rick. Sorry about that. Sorry.
That's okay.
Barb. Okay, you guys. So right now we're going to introduce Janiece Johnson, and Janiece is a very, very outstanding, remarkable, lovely, likable person. She is a wife, a mother, a gifted teacher in so many areas. She's very gifted in nutrition, health, fitness, excellent product educator. She's good also in marriage and relationships. She's very fit. She's successful in all of life. She's an excellent communicator. So we want to welcome a treasured, honored guest, a member of the NeoLife exclusive world team, Mrs. Janiece Johnson. Give her a warm welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Bob. Wow, you guys are so lucky to have him at the tip of your sword, because he's just so full of lots of wonderful words of encouragement and praise. So I hope to halfway meet up to his expectations. But I am a mother of 11 kids. I am 55 years old. I've got 7 grandchildren, and I was introduced to the products 20 years ago. I was pregnant with my 5th baby, and I was totally exhausted, and I thought, I need something. And so what do you do when you have a need? You go to the health food store when you don't know what else to do. And I was overwhelmed by the wall of supplements. I thought, wow, I have no idea what I can trust, what I should take. And I left feeling very discouraged. And that's when Nicole Blaine, by God's intervention, divine intervention, reached out to me and she said, Janiece, I've been taking these products and my depression is gone, my IBS, my chronic fatigue, my fibromyalgia. She had 3 kids at the time and she was just bedridden. And so I thought, oh, wow, I need to check these out. And so 20 years ago, back in that day, we had cassette tapes. And so she had a cassette tape that I listened to and I thought, wow, these are amazing. And if these do what they say they will do, then it's pretty incredible. And so I went and shared it with my husband. I'm like, I feel like I need to get on these products. And my husband was like, are you kidding me? Like, there's so much stuff out there. Everybody says that they're the best. He's like, he got online, he goes, I'll find the dirt on this company. And lo and behold, he got sold in trying to find the junk on the company because he couldn't find it. And he's like, wow, this is like a debt-free company. They've been around for 60 years. They definitely have science to back up their products. And so all I could afford at the time was Formula 4, which is the Trianin and a multivitamin, and 3 vitamin E for varicose veins. And so I started on the product and I learned that there is more packed in those little supplements than any prenatal I could ever get at the store. And so I thought, I need to learn more about this. If I'm going to be taking this into my body and there's information out there, I want to learn about it. So I dedicated 1 hour a day. I called it my hour of power. And I just started learning about the products. Back in the day, they had cassette tapes. Now you can go to your back office and get all kinds of information. But I was like, I just need to educate myself, because not only do I need this, but my husband needs this. He almost died when he was 10 years old. They sent him home to die. He went down to 50 pounds when he was 10 years old, and they didn't know what was wrong with him. And then he had a compromised system and had adrenal fatigue. 2 months after we were married, he was bedridden, and they wanted to give him steroids for the rest of his life. And so he had recovered from that, but I was like, he really needs these products. And then of course, my 5 little kids, the more I learned, the more I was like, they need the supplements too. So what I learned is that the company would reimburse me and give me money back. And if I shared it with other people. So my goal was just to share it with enough people that enjoyed the products as much as I did so that I could be reimbursed. And fast forward 20 years later, the company pays my mortgage. The company pays for all the supplements I could want for any of my children. And so I am so thankful that I just continue. I'm a little slower than other people because I have a lot on my plate. And to this day, I can commit to an hour and a half a week. That's what I do. But I just qualified for Ruby my first month of Ruby this last week. And so I'm excited about that. And with an almost 2 Ruby volume.
Wow.
But I finally got
Wow.
somebody who stepped up for me. But it's just plodding along and being consistent and sharing. And my believability, because I've seen so many testimonies and because I've had such a health transformation, my stamina is up, my energy is up. If somebody said, hey, you're pregnant, I would say, bring it on. I have more energy now than I did when I was 25. And I haven't been sick in like 16 years. So it's a testament to the supplements that I take every day. And our whole family takes it. And we enjoy a very energetic lifestyle. If someone says, let's go running, I'll go run 3 miles. You want to ski? You want to play soccer? You want to play pickleball? Like, I've got it. And so anyway, that's kind of my testimony. My daughter, at the time when the kids get to be 18 years old, they can make their own decisions. And whether they're going to embrace the way they were raised or they're going to do something different. So my daughter came up to me and she said, Mommy, I need to make money. And I'm like, yeah, because they all have to buy their own cars. And I said, if I were you, I would start a NeoLife business. And the reason she got to thinking about it and she decided she was going to do that, that's Katie Vogtberg, who is a one Ruby. Now she exceeded her parents. She just passed me by. But their main bread and butter that they live on with 4 littles is the NeoLife check that they get every month that is so consistent and continues to grow and grow and grow, along with my next daughter who's under her, who is growing phenomenally well. But her testimony was this. When she stopped taking the supplement, she's like, oh, I'm healthy. These are just mommy's old lady vitamins, and all of a sudden her hair started to fall out. When she was 4 years old, due to stress, I guess we had moved too much, and her hair started to fall out. And so we ended up shaving her head. So her propensity with hair loss was a problem. And so she was interested in a guy that we weren't real supportive of. We were on an RV trip for 3 weeks on the East Coast, and she was trying to finish up school for college. And it was just too much stress. And all of a sudden her hair just started falling out in clumps. And it got to the point I was taking her from doctor to doctor. And we were at the wig shop to find her a wig because, she was just devastated. And I said, Katie, you just need to take my supplements, take the NeoLife. And so she's just finally decided to take them, and her hair grew back. And if you see her today, she has gorgeous hair that is super thick and amazing. And so that was kind of her story. She had her own testimony. And so she started to build her own business. I said, hey, let's throw a party. Anybody we sign up, I'll put them under you. And that's the way she got started. And she did it for a little bit, got married, forgot about it. And her husband, Elisha, all of a sudden saw a check in the mail. It was for $400. He's like, what is this for? And she's like, oh, it's just this little business I was doing before we got married. And he's like, no, $400 is a lot of money. They were just starting out. And she's like, wherever you got this, let's do more of this. And so he got on board and they continued to build their business. But anyway, so that's Katie's story. And I've just been able to help so many people. I had a friend who had chronic yeast infection, terrible candida. And she came to me. I said, I think I can help you. And of course, she was just skeptical because the doctor, after 28 years of having this condition, said, I have tried everything I know to do for you. I don't know what else to do. And so she felt very hopeless. And I said, just try these supplements. If your body, this is called cellular nutrition. And if you just give them, your body, God created you to replenish itself and to heal itself if you're given the right thing. And so she started taking Pro Vitality, 2 garlic in the morning and 1 acidophilus in the morning, and then as well in the night, 2 garlic at night, 1 acidophilus plus. And within 2 months, 80% of her candida was gone. In 3 months, it was entirely gone. And she took a few other products, and her chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia went away. And so a lifelong customer, obviously, but I was just so happy to help her with that. And I have a propensity for yeast infections. And I have found that if I just take 1 acidophilus plus every day, I have 0 yeast infections. And it's incredible because what that's doing, with their artificial stomach that NeoLife has come up with, that acidophilus plus does not release until it gets down into the lower intestine where it's supposed to be. So a lot of people take probiotics, but the stomach destroys, and breaks it down before it gets to where it needs to go. And so that's why NeoLife works. And also, in those, when I first took that little pill, I was like, this is not going to do anything for me. But I found out that 1 little acidophilus plus is equivalent to 10 servings of yogurt or 5 billion micronutrients that are going into your body. So it's incredible. Anybody, even babies who have gut health, they're finding that if they just open up one of those Acidophilus Plus, stick it in their milk, and they take it, that really helps calm down their stomachs and give them a balanced pH. So what I have found is anybody who's diabetic, the protein shakes are going to help them. And there's diabetic people everywhere because the shakes have a glycemic response in your body that evens out your blood sugars. And I can give a packet to a diabetic and they can tell instantly that this is what their body needs. So been able to help people, diabetics, go down to a quarter of the insulin that they're on by being on the shakes. So incredible. And the shakes also, I want to put a plug in here for me. I've got 8 daughters. I don't keep a scale in my house. I say, hey, just eat healthy, exercise, and don't worry about it. But we have found that the meal replacement shakes are awesome. I hate lunch to make lunch. And so my favorite shake is the chocolate. I'll stick in some ice cubes, some water, excuse me, teaspoon of peanut butter with the chocolate, whip it up and sprinkle some granola on top. I am good to go. And it really helps keep your girly shape and you're feeding yourself good stuff. So I also had a friend, Anna Pfeiffer. She'd been on supplements her whole life and she was skeptical. And let me just say this, that people are always, they're so skeptical, and I don't blame them. I was too. And so it always takes a couple of times to reach out to them and talk to them about the products. You know, she's sluggish, she's not doing well. And I just keep telling her, I'm like, Anna, you need to get on the supplements that I'm on. And so she's watching me and everybody is watching you. She's watching my energy. She's, as we interact with each other and our friendship grows, she finally buys in and she just got on the breakfast pack. And what was it? Oh, was it like a month later? I just called her up to check on her to see how she's doing. And she's like, Janiece, these things are amazing. She sent me a picture of a big silver bowl filled with all of her supplements that she had bought in the past. She said, I'm throwing all of this in the trash and I'm only using NeoLife because I've had more success with this than anything I've ever taken my whole life. And she's a supplement person. So something that I have found helpful with people that I'm just interacting with, first of all, everybody, if you just listen, everybody has health issues. And when the time is right, I just say, hey, you should take what I'm taking. They're like, oh, what do you take? And my next question is, well, do you take supplements? And they say, yeah. My next question is, are they working? And they're often not working. And so, oh, I take tons of supplements, and I'm like, oh, really? Well, are they working? Oh, not that great. You need to try what I'm taking. Let me show you what it is. My favorite thing that I like to use is this. Very simple, the product catalog. I just sit there, I take out a pencil and paper. I'm like, oh, here's the foundation. You totally need to take this. And I say, is there anything else you have troubles with? Do you have gut health? Do you have diabetes? Whatever it is. And they start telling me, and I just write down, this is what I suggest, and give them a few testimonies. And I give them the paper and the catalog and they sign up. We do it right there. So anyway, sharing NeoLife is just a blast when you're helping other people. But I just want to give you a couple of things that I take and the reason why I take them. The Pro Vitality, the Trianin in the Pro Vitality obviously gives you more energy. You utilize 50% more of the food that you eat. So it doesn't matter if you're eating organic food. If your cells are not receiving the food, you're not getting the energy from it, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so it's super important that you have the oils, the Trianin. The Trianin helps with sleep cycles. I went through menopause just like a little blip. Incredible for women's transitions. Incredible for PMS. You have daughters or friends that are having PMS and menstrual problems. I had a daughter who wasn't having a regular period. She stopped taking them. They get to those teenage years and they know everything, right? And but anyway, I said, you've got to get on the Pro Vitality again. She gets on it. her cycles start to kick in again. And for whatever reason, I think it's the TRINN, but I've had 5 girlfriends get pregnant just from taking the Pro Vitality. And so helps with sleep cycles, moods, energy. And I can see why it's the foundational product of NeoLife. The vitamin E, I take 3 vitamin E a day because it helps with varicose veins. So it's going to help with your circulation. The lipotropic, I take 2 of those a day because I heard that it helps with cellulite. And so what girl doesn't want to have help with cellulite, right? Apparently it like gets rid of the fats in your body, and that helps with blood pressure as well. The salmon oil is incredible. It's wonderful for all inflammation. It's great for anybody who's pregnant. It's going to help with the eye and brain development of the baby. So amazing stuff. I have a friend who will have seizures unless they take 6 salmon oil a day. So salmon oil is like a brain food, and it just feeds the brain. It coats your nerves. It's going to bring down inflammation. And so my friend takes that 6 salmon oil every single day, helps with seizures. Also, I'm sure you've talked to Bob, it helps with depression, and lots to say there. And then the garlic and Super C, I always have that in my wellness cabinet. And when I'm introducing to people to NeoLife, I'm like, hey, you don't need to take this every day, but if I were you, I would just order it and have it on hand. Because if I feel a little tickle in my throat coming on, I'll take 2 garlic and 4 Super C every 3 hours, and it knocks out whatever's in my body. And you got to have it on hand. And thinking about, oh, I should have got the garlic, you're too late, you know, it's already taken hold in your body. So you've got to have it in your cabinet. And the reason why the garlic works so well is because it has the whole family of fighting bacteria. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's got the whole family of like leeks and onions, and it's not just garlic, but it's the whole family of, I don't know what the word is, but it fights off the bad stuff. Okay. I take Betazyme. Betazyme helps with bloating and food digestion. My son Baylor has, for some reason, has troubles with fats. And sometimes he will be doubled up on the floor and just have cramping. And he can't eat anything, doesn't know what to do. I said, hey, take a Betazyme, take a packet and see what happens. 15 minutes later, he's at the table eating, no problems. And so he has that in his shaving kit. If he ever has these little attacks, then he knows to take the Betazyme, but incredible results with that. For digestion and the Beta-Gest, anybody who's on, has acid reflux, this stuff, you can be on, people that are on prescription with antacid stuff. It just totally takes care of that. The sports endurance. My husband is a believer in this. His body was compromised, like I explained before. He takes 4 liver and C every day, and he can tell a huge difference. My daughter, who deals with anemia and dizziness, she'll take 2, the sports endurance, which is liver and C, and she doesn't have any dizziness. So that's super good for that. I take, when I'm pregnant, and now, when I was pregnant, I took CalMag for cramps. As long as I took 2 CalMag every night, no cramps in the legs. I take CalMag still today because I don't want osteoporosis. As I get older, I want strong bones. It helps you go to sleep, so that's good for that. I take 2 magnesium every day because I learned that the magnesium is responsible for 700 reactions in your body. And you have to eat magnesium. Your body will not create it. And so that's why I take 2 magnesium. Also helps with headaches. Also helps with PMS. So that's great. And then I take a phytodefense just because everybody gets cancer, it seems these days, and I don't want cancer. Those 3 carotenoid complex in the phytodefense are equivalent to 250 pounds of raw fruits and vegetables, organic. And who doesn't want that, right? It's been known to shrink tumors. And of course, we can't say any of this. I need to preface this. We're not allowed to say it's going to do this. All I tell people is like, hey, it's worth a shot. Just try. I've known people that it has shrunk their tumors, and helps with complexion. That's why my immunity is so high and I don't get sick. So anyway, love the phytodefense pack. Like I told you, I take the Acidophilus Plus just for gut health. I just take one of those a day. The tray is amazing. It's filled with polyphenols, which your body just thrives on. Don't take it after like 3 o'clock because you'll be wired and you won't be able to sleep at night. So I like to take that in the morning, just like an ounce. But it's an energy booster. And then, of course, the Aloe Vera Plus. I take an ounce before I go to bed because it helps with sleep and calms the stomach down. I don't have allergies, but I've heard that it really helps with allergies. So these are just a few of my favorite things. And I'm going to wrap it up here. I wanted to say one more thing about the skincare. I adore the skincare. Nobody ever talks about it that much, it seems like, with NeoLife. But I have lived in the high desert in Bend, Oregon. I've lived in Montana, Columbia Falls, Montana, up in Big Bear. My husband seems to gravitate towards the snow and towards the dry climates. And so I've really struggled with having a hydrating skincare, and I just love the skincare products. So anyway, those are just some of my favorites. I just wanted to give you a couple tips on how to build your business because I think it's important. The benefits with NeoLife are tons. First of all, there's no inventory. So you don't have to deal with that. The company does all of that for you. You don't have to deal with accounting and bookkeeping. There's a low barrier of entry. Anybody can do it. You can pass your business down to your kids. There's unlimited tax write-offs. It's passive residual income. That's the best kind of income you could ever have. It's with a consumable product. I love the community. I love that it's based on the Lord, and He's the most important thing in my life. I love that I get to take trips with amazing, fun people, and I get to take my kids with me. I've got kids that are building businesses. My oldest 4 kids all have NeoLife businesses, and that's super fun. I love not getting sick. I love looking and feeling younger, and you know, it's 100% back guarantee. You keep the box. If somebody isn't happy with their products, you send it back to the company and they will reimburse them. So there is just nothing to not love about NeoLife. And that's why I get so excited. So what would have happened if I would have played the victim when I was feeling sick and tired? I would have missed out on this incredible opportunity. The opportunity is there. It's just for the person who wants to, listen to my favorite word, execute. Execute. Every day you just say, what's one thing I can do to move my business forward? And then do it. And you know, it used to take me courage because I was kind of scared. Everything was new. And guess what? You're always going to be scared. Everything is hard before it gets easy. When I'm teaching my kids to read, they're sitting there trying to sound out the words. They're struggling. Now they're voracious readers and I have to take the books away from them, right? So anyway, it's amazing. I just think of 20 seconds of courage and just say it and get no's. I don't take anything personally. I feel like I'm giving somebody a gift. Now I am so bulletproof. I'm just like, you need this. And you don't have to listen to me. You could say no, but I know it'll change your life. And so, but you will get there if you're not there. But you just have to execute, and you've got to do it. And if you want something to change in your life, then you have to be proactive. So just to sum it up, love people. Just love people. I never intended to just build a massive business. But you just love people and listen, educate yourself so you know when somebody starts talking about something, you're like, oh, I remember hearing about that. Just like the gal that had candida. I went to a conference and heard a chiropractor talking about it. I wrote it down and I just passed it on to her. And so as you learn, you just pass it on, and it's quite life-changing. So I wanted to share one more thing with you. I just was a part of a tool that has been incredible. It's called Healthy Made Simple, the Motherhood Edition on YouTube. I was asked by nine other mothers to put together this 1 hour video. It's on YouTube. Every time I can send it to Bob Pearson if he hasn't seen it yet, but everybody who sees this, I have almost like 100% sign up rate, because it's all moms talking and the products that they enjoy. So yeah, you guys, you just share it and watch what happens. So we could talk about a lot of other things, but I definitely don't want to take all the time, because I know the next gal coming on has a lot to share. But just remember, you're always planting seeds, harvesting seeds, and nurturing the seeds that you already have. You got to take care of them. You got to totally be in that. You're planting, you're harvesting, and you're nourishing, and you're taking care of your customers that you have. And you do that. Get a little notebook. Here's my notebook. As soon as I introduce NeoLife to somebody, they go in my notebook. I write down the conversation I had, when I talked to them, I put down the date, when I'm going to talk to them again, what products they're on, what they're struggling with. And when they call, because all of a sudden your business will start to grow, and it's like, just gets to be too many people. You just look them up. Oh yeah, we talked about this. Their daughter's name was this, XYZ, and you can connect. So anyway, that's all I got, Bob.
Thank you, Janiece. Thank you, Janiece. That was awesome. Awesome. I can't wait to get that video. If you could send that to me.
Have you not seen it?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You guys-
looking forward to the mom's video, because we put one together featuring Janiece when we went and did a presentation at Pregnancy Care Center, and I would love to have the video that Janiece has.
Oh yeah, you guys got to get it. I will send it to Bob Pearson, blow it up, use it. We did it on our team, Wisdom Builders, but we're a family and we love to share everything that we have, because we're helping people, and it isn't about my team, your team. That's why I'm here sharing with Bob. So yes.
Thank you, Janiece, so much. And can I ask you just two really quick questions?
Yes.
How much time approximately you spend per week? And did I catch you correctly that your NeoLife part-time NeoLife business pays your whole mortgage?
Yes. Pays for mortgage and pays for all the supplements that our family needs. And I spend an hour and a half a week max. It's all about focus, you guys. It's all about, I don't have time. I have a huge family. I homeschool 6 children. I don't have time to mess around. And so either somebody's interested or they're not. I just sit down. I do 15-minute increments. What's one thing I can do to move my team forward? That's it. That's all I can give to it. And the Lord has blessed it. Give your business to him. It's his anyway. And watch what he does. Just love people.
Thank you, Janiece, so much. We greatly, greatly appreciate your sharing your expertise, your experience, knowledge. Thank you, Janiece.
You're welcome. I'm going to go be with my grandkids, okay? So see you later.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Bye-bye, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys. So Janiece is a 1 Ruby and her daughter is a 1 Ruby. And I'll just say quickly, Janiece's brother-in-law, I'm very fortunate to be a close friend. And he told me that Janiece's oldest daughter, you know, she does NeoLife part-time is making staggering income. I probably shouldn't say in case they hear the recording of this, but Dwight told me, I mean, it's just staggering income. But even Janiece, on an hour and a half a week, you guys, she's paying the mortgage. And I've been in one of their homes, and they don't live in a shack, I'll tell you that. They live in a gorgeous home, fancy home. So, okay, we're gonna give it to Diana. I hope we can have Diana back once or twice more, because she has at least half an hour of testimonies. And right now, I just wanted to give it to her for about 5-6 minutes, because we have another speaker also. And I just talked to her last night. She was kind enough to come on today. And what I'd like her to do today, if she could share her hair restoration testimony and the Alzheimer's one, and her husband's migraine testimony. She has about 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and all with the breakfast pack. An incredible prostate testimony in another relative. So Diana is part of the exploding Hispanic NeoLife community. She's under Araceli and Steve Jenkins in the Bald Eagle team. And Kevin and Mara and Arnulfo and I were with them last weekend at Hume Lake. And she's kind enough to come on. So, Diana just won, you guys, a trip to the Dominican Republic. So let's give Diana Yasin a big welcome. And thank you, Diana. Take the next 5 to 7 minutes.
Hello, everyone. I'm from California. And so I started NeoLife. A cousin of mine had introduced me to NeoLife. Can you guys hear me good? Sorry, I'm at a baseball game, so it's kind of loud. Good?
We can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so I started about a little over a year and a half ago. And at first, like everyone, I was skeptical. But I started for more endurance and with the sports pack, 2 months sports pack. I did 2 months of the sports pack, started having a lot of energy. So then my husband was like, wait a minute, I love what I'm seeing, you know, you're like going on hikes almost every day, 3 to 4 mile hikes every day. So then he was like, I want to start trying it. So I had to come down to a breakfast pack, because he also wanted his own breakfast pack. So I started noticing my hair come in. I suffer from alopecia, and it's an autoimmune disease where the doctor says they don't know why it happens, but your hair begins to fall off in clumps. And I had patches throughout my head, but the biggest patch I had was the one he put up here. It was right here on the bottom area. I'm so sorry, my little one. It was here on the side, on the right-hand side of my head, and my hair started coming in. So that's when I started sharing with my family members, like my mother, father, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles. Just with my family, I began to grow, because I consider myself antisocial. So I was like in this bubble, and it was just my family that I started sharing, and they loved the product, and they all had their own testimonies. I could go down the line, but so my hair began to grow. I suffered from digestive systems for about during that time, was probably like 11 years. I had digestive issues, and where I would have to go to TJ and get like a you know, some type of treatment that would work for 8 months, and when I had to go back for more. And then I suffered from knee pain, and I just had a lot going on, and at a very young age. I'm in my 20s, and my diet is very poor. So with the breakfast pack, you know, Cellular Nutrition, the Pro Vitalities, it's just changed my life. So now I'm going to share another one. This is another testimony of a friend. She suffers from, well, actually, let's go to my son. My son, he's 12 years old, and he he had allergic reaction where he woke up with an eye, like his eye literally like super swollen. It was like the size of a golf ball. I should have sent pictures, but they did 2 surgeries back to back. He was on antibiotics for 6 months straight through IV PICC line because his sinus infection had spread to his eye, and then from the eye it had gone to the skull, and then from the skull it went to the outer layer of the brain. When they did those 2 surgeries, they told me that he was going to have lifelong severe allergies, and I would have to give him nasal sprays, Zyrtec or allergic medication daily. And he would cry and he would say, "Mom, you know, it stings, my throat is stinging, like it's burning because the medication you sprayed through my nose is coming out through my mouth." And at that time I was like, "I'm sorry, I have to do what the hospital has told me to do, and you know, go by what the doctors say." So because I didn't want him to end up in the hospital again. But after he started consuming NeoLife, I stopped giving him all medications, no more nasal sprays, no more pills, nothing. And I thank God, because he's like, he could be out and, you know, the pollen and nothing will affect him anymore. With me giving him just is Shake, his Pro Vitality, and Rest X and Herbal Respiratory. And that's, and vitamin A, every 3 to 4 days I'll give him a vitamin A, but that's pretty much all he's taken for his allergies. And he doesn't suffer from that anymore. Now let's go. You said the Alzheimer's,
Can we do
right?
that? Yes, please.
Okay.
Let's close with this one. This is awesome. Awesome,
Yes.
Diana.
So I have a friend with her sister suffers from Alzheimer's. She was diagnosed at the age of 57, and she had stopped talking. She wasn't verbal at all for about, I guess she had, what was it, like six years that she had stopped communicating. She would not say a word. Sorry. She would not say a word. So when she started, I told her about NeoLife. She started taking Tray, the drink. She started lecithin, salmon oil, what was it? A little bit of carotenoid, because she doesn't really chew her food, and the shake, and extra salmon oil. Within underneath a month, she started saying words like outside, or, you know, like to take her outside, little words, but she had 2 years and she didn't say one word. So my friend was super excited. She started giving her more throughout the day. And within 3 months, she started saying phrases like, "I want to go home with you, you know, please take me home with you," or things like that. So my friend is, so she's getting better, but she, yeah, so that was her testimony. Within 3 months, she's now saying phrases and getting a lot better with communication. Is there another one?
No, that's Diana. Thank you so much. You guys, wasn't that thrilling, you guys?
Thank you.
The allergies.
Fabulous.
Go ahead. Thank you, Diana. That is thrilling. And you're helping so many people just with breakfast. Okay, thank you so much, Diana. We'll look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, you guys, how about that? Kevin, what'd you think of that? The Alzheimer's thing, the lady starting to talk and putting words together. Is that awesome?
Definitely awesome. I unmuted me. Yeah, it's awesome. I agree.
Yeah. And did you see that hair patch filled in so beautifully? That's
yeah,
awesome.
I've got a patch right here. I'm hoping to fill in.
Yeah, right. Me too. Right in here. So
yeah, right there. Just like that.
I'm gonna get on the breakfast pack. Okay, so, okay, from here, you guys, we're going to John Chambers. We have a very, very special guest coming on next. And John, could you go ahead and introduce our guest, please?
Why, surely, Bob. Thank you very much. I did so much research on this. Oh, yes, I'm reading my phone, what it is that you sent me. So, Stephen Whitwell bio. I didn't know Stephen did this or was this. Stephen has been in the direct selling industry for over a decade, working in and leading startups, emerging companies, and a billion-dollar organization. His passion and career has been focused on supporting and helping the field reach their goals. Stephen has an undergraduate degree in finance and a master's in accounting. He is married to Pam and they have 3 kiddos. They live in Frisco, Texas. But I would like to add personally as well, because we've heard him on Monday morning calls, which I recommend to anyone here to be on the Monday morning calls. That first, I don't know whether to call him Stephen or Whit, because there seems to be a back and forth on that. And maybe he'll answer that in this. And secondly, I love having him as our leader in this because I think he adds a lot to us. And we are now approaching the waterfall. It's to you, Stephen. There you go.
John, thank you so much. And Bob, also, thank you so much for having me on. I am super grateful to be here with you all today. And I'll start by this, saying I am humbled and honored to be a part of the NeoLife family. As John mentioned, I've been in this industry for over a decade now with 4 different organizations. And when you've been a part of the industry for over a decade with, a handful of organizations, you get to see everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. And when I have now being a part of NeoLife for a little over 3 months, I can truly say from my heart with conviction that we're not the good, the bad, or the ugly. We are the best this industry has to offer. I believe NeoLife is the gold standard when it comes to our products, when it comes to our compensation plan, when it comes to you all in the field, and when it comes to the corporate leadership. And being involved in direct selling for this long and being in the inner workings of organizations, as John mentioned, from startups to, one of the largest direct selling companies in North America. I know that what it takes for an organization to have success and to grow, and it's 4 key pillars, and you gotta have all 4 of these things intact. And I will tell you this, NeoLife is the first company I've been with in the last 3 companies that I can say I actually believe we have all 4 of these pillars intact for massive growth. First is products. I believe we've got world-class, second to none products, check. Second, compensation plan. Not all compensation plans in this industry are designed or structured the same way. And I believe we have what we call a stair-step breakaway compensation plan. I believe it's the most well-designed compensation plan in the industry. I've worked with binary compensation plans and uni-level compensation plans and others. And I will tell you that our compensation plan is my favorite design and structure this industry has to offer, because I think it is so rewarding for you in the field and it's so fair. So I think you gotta have products, compensation plan. Third, I think you gotta have the field leadership. And it did not take me long to learn you all are the salt of the earth. I mean, you all are amazing people with hearts that truly want to make an impact and make a difference in people's lives. For most people that I've met in NeoLife, it's not about the money. It's not about the success. It's about the significance that you can make in your own life and in the lives of others. And when you've got a culture of people who want to make a significance versus just making success, because when you make it, when you have significance, that's success and significance, not just success. When you have a heart of people like you all that care, that want to, help others, that want to make a difference, want to make an impact, want to make the world a healthier place, that's special. Not all cultures are that way. I believe we're a culture that if we can bottle up our culture and our community in NeoLife and sample that out, watch out, we'd be the largest company in the world because people want to be a part of something like this with people like you. And then when it comes to the leadership inside the corporate office, I am blown away by the Brassfields. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Kendra Brassfield, our CEO, and I've worked with many CEOs, is the most impressive chief executive officer I've ever had the opportunity to work alongside. And I have more confidence in Jerry Brassfield and Kendra as ownership of this company than any owners I've ever gotten to work alongside as well. I think we are perfectly positioned in NeoLife for explosive growth in the years to come. What also really excites me is I think we have the opportunity of a startup company, but we have the infrastructure of a 60-plus-year-old, well-oiled machine. Rarely do those two things align. Usually you have a startup company, and let me tell you what a startup company is like. I've been with them. You're building the business with duct tape. That is exactly what you're doing if you're a part of a startup organization. You are building a business with duct tape. I mean, that you're trying to just keep the thing going month to month. That is not us at all. Let me tell you what it's also to be with a very large, very well-established brand that's a household name, Saturation. Everybody already knows who you are and what you do. We are the sweet spot. We are the startup opportunity that no one in North America really knows who we are. If we all went out to lunch today together, or we went to knocking on doors, 999 households out of every 1,000 would not know the name NeoLife. And that excites me. That means massive opportunity for all of us in the years to come. So we're a startup opportunity, yet we are one of the most well-oiled machines with 60-plus years of processes built in and strategy and structure and supply chain efficiencies and all of that. So with that being said, we could not be more perfectly positioned. And I truly do believe the best days of NeoLife are ahead of us. And here's how here's a little bit of evidence of how we know that. You all have created back-to-back record-breaking months in NeoLife when it comes to helping new people get started. March of 2022, you all helped more new people in North America get started with NeoLife as customers, club members, and promoters, business partners. More new people got started in March than any month in at least the last 10 years. And probably, we're trying to go back even further, probably the history of the company in 60 years. But we know for a fact, at least the last 10 years, there was not a month where more new people got started in NeoLife than March. Well, you all then decided to take that and break that record in April. So April was actually bigger than March. And April now is the largest month that has the most new people get started in NeoLife in North America's club members and promoters in at least the last 10 years, probably the history of the company. And I have no doubt that May is going to beat April, which April beat March. I think you're going to see the 3 best months in the history of NeoLife happening right now. That tells me that there is momentum. There's momentum in our business. So with that being said, we are perfectly positioned. We've got the products, we got the comp plan, we got you all out in the field that are second to none. We've got a great corporate leadership team. The foundation there is laid. We've got momentum building right now. That more new people are getting started with NeoLife than ever before in the history of the company in North America. And I truly do believe that we're just getting started. And I truly do believe that we're scratching the surface of opportunity. And I'm going to share some examples of what I mean by we're scratching the surface of opportunity. And so here's my first thing I want to share with you. We've got a couple of key points today that I want to give you. And this one's been on my heart for the last few weeks. I want to encourage you to think big when it comes to NeoLife and when it comes to your NeoLife business. I want to encourage you to think big. I want to encourage you to dream big. I want to encourage you to have big goals for your business. I want to encourage you to have a big purpose. I want to encourage you to play big in your business. I want you to want to make a big impact in people's lives with NeoLife. I want you to think big, play big, have big goals, big aspirations, big dreams, and you want to make hopefully a big impact in the world when it comes to NeoLife. And I'll tell you, here's why. Because that's how we're thinking at the corporate office. We are not going to be playing small. That is not about, we're going to play big. We at the corporate office have a big purpose with the impact we will make across this globe with ending the trend of poor health and financial stress. Two of the top leading stressors in the world today for people and that impact their day every day is their health and their finances. I can't think of two things outside of your faith and your family that impact your life every single day. And those two things have a direct correlation with the quality of your life, than your health and your finances. And the trend is people are struggling with their health, and the trend is people have financial stress. And we want to make a big impact across this world and help people get control of their health, help people get control of their finances. Most people just need a system, and they need a support. They need a system and they need support. We have the system when it comes to the health. We have the product systems. We have the community, the support. People need a system to get control of their finances. We have an opportunity to help people earn extra income. And then they need the support. They need others helping them, coaching them, giving them accountability and encouragement. So we're thinking big. We want to make a big impact. We got big goals, big dreams, big aspirations. You know, here's what I believe is going to be happening in NeoLife in the years to come, in the decades to come. And I want you to play a part of this. I want you to be a part of this. Right now, when it comes to the impact we're making, we talk in terms of millions. The millions of club members or customers and business partners that we get to serve and support across the world. I have no doubt in the decades to come, we will not be talking about the millions of club members and promoters that we're impacting. We will be talking in terms of the tens of millions of club members and promoters that we're impacting with NeoLife across the globe. I believe there will come a time when we don't talk about it in terms of tens of millions. We'll be talking in terms about the hundreds of millions of people that we're providing a solution for to help end the trend of poor health and financial stress in their own life. And there will come a day, Lord willing, when that changes and we're talking about the billions of people that this company is making an impact on. So we are thinking big, playing big, dreaming big, and we want to make a big impact when it comes to NeoLife across the globe, and for myself specifically in North America. And so that's my first point today, is I want you to I hope you are thinking big for your business. I hope you're playing big. I think that you're sitting on one of the greatest opportunities of a lifetime when it comes to NeoLife. You know, we are the best kept secret in North America and probably the globe when it comes to these solutions that we have. The best kept secret. And I'm telling you, we're going to get that secret out. So that's my first point. I want you to think big. And let me tell you what I also believe. I believe there'll come a day where we're not there now, but we'll get there, where we'll become a household name in North America and across this globe. Like, don't worry about the names of the companies, whether you believe in, whether you agree with these companies, because, you know, but like, I'm just going to give you some names. Like, I think that like one day, like NeoLife, we're going to be like the Nike of nutrition. Like one day NeoLife, we're going to be like the Walmart of retail. Like we're going to be like the Apple of technology. Like everybody knows the name Nike, right? Like across the globe, like Nike, right? Everybody knows the name Walmart. Everybody knows the name Apple. Like one day we will be like the Nike of nutrition. Like people will know the name NeoLife. It'll be a common household name. And let me just give you an example of what this is going to look like. I have been a part of an organization that nobody knew the name. Nobody knew the name. And we went on to become one of the top 3 to 4 direct selling companies in North America in a span of 8 years. And so what I'm trying to tell you is this is not a pipe dream for me. This is not like some like hope, wish, or, you know, thing along those lines. Like I have seen this movie play out and I've been there before. And here's the thing. I think we have everything better here at NeoLife than what I was a part of when I saw a company go from no one knew who we are to a household name. I think we got better products. We got a better comp plan. We got better people. We got better leadership and ownership. Like we can even go bigger and further with NeoLife, which gets me so fired up and so excited. But let me give you an illustration of what I mean when we're going to become a household name.
Yeah, but Marina put one up. There's a fire.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
Hey, John,
let me-
could you mute, please? Or, okay, go ahead, Stephen.
Oh, perfect. So this is what I mean by that. And I have seen this happen in the years to come. These are things that you're going to start, that will start occurring in your day-to-day life. And that's when you'll know, watch out. NeoLife has arrived. People are starting to now see us. And we are now building that brand to be in the household name. And that impact is huge. You're going to be going out your front door to go on a walk in your neighborhood. And you're going to be walking down the street, and across the street, you're going to see somebody else walking that you don't know. And they're wearing a NeoLife t-shirt. And you're like, who is that? I don't know who they are. And they're wearing a NeoLife t-shirt. Or what's going to happen is the FedEx truck or the UPS truck is going to be pulling up to your house to deliver your NeoLife package. And maybe you're going to be outside and you're going to see in the back of the truck, and you're going to see 5, 6, 10 other NeoLife packages that are being delivered in your neighborhood that same day. Or you're going to be going out to lunch with your friends. And sometimes when you go sit down for lunch or dinner, and like they sit you down as they're cleaning off the table. Like, it's a fast turn for the servers. So like they're sitting you down as they're cleaning the table, and you're going to sit down and you're going to see empty performance packs. You're going to see empty Pro Vitality packs at the table from the party just before you, taking their NeoLife products with their lunch. Like you're going to see this, or you're going to be at a baseball game or a football game, and the wind's, you're in a crowd and the wind's going to blow. And when the wind blows and stuff, trash kind of blows around. Well, some trash is going to blow up, it's going to blow up along your foot, and you're going to look down, and it's going to be an empty NeoLife tea stick pack from somebody a few seats down or a few rows up, just made themselves a NeoLife tea, and they kind of put the trash on the ground and it blew by you. Or you're going to be watching TV. This is awesome. You're going to be watching TV and a TV show, whatever it is, and all of a sudden you're going to tell your spouse, wait a minute, stop, rewind. And you're going to rewind, you're going to look back and go, look, see that guy right there in that TV show? He has a NeoLife shaker bottle in his hand. And what I'm trying to tell you is all of those things are going to start to become common occurrences. That's the vision I see for us, is that you won't be able to escape it because of the impact you all are making in people's lives. And here's what I know. Here's what I know about this industry. It is simple math. It is the simplest structure in the world. Your income and your business will be a direct correlation to the number of lives you directly and indirectly impact. So if we start to see that impact like that on a common occurrence every day all around us with NeoLife, that just means this business is making more of an impact for you all in your income. And that's what I want to see for you. I want your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations to come to fruition. That is why I do what I do. For one reason only, is I know you all have goals, dreams, and aspirations. There's something in your life that you are pursuing that NeoLife can help solve as a business, whether it's more time for your family or your faith or things that are important to you, or it's because there's some kind of, so you have time debt, you're looking for time, or finances, you're looking to supplement that retirement, or you're looking to be able to pay off that debt, or send your kids to certain schools, or whatever it is. You're looking for some financial freedom. Well, that can happen, right? Or so you're looking for time, or you're looking for some financial freedom. And I want to help you be able to make that come a reality. I want to come along and support and serve you. And so let me give you my last piece of advice, or my last call to action while I'm on here. And hopefully, if anything, you're just thinking, you'll think bigger about where we're going with NeoLife and where you can go with NeoLife. That's my hope, is that when you get off this Zoom, you are dreaming bigger and you're thinking bigger and you're playing bigger, and you see how big this opportunity is going to be in the years and decades to come, and the impact that it's going to make. But let me give you a tangible way that we can start making that happen right now. I think there's nothing more. Okay, you know how they say in real estate, like what do they say in real estate's the most important thing, right? It's location, location, location. Is that, you know what I mean? Y'all have heard that before, right? When it comes to real estate, like what's the most important thing in real estate? Location, location, location. I think in our business, the single most important thing is contact, contact, contact. We have to be contacting or talking to people or engaging people in a conversation or making contacts. So like in real estate, if you want to be successful, it's all about location, location, location. In our business, to be successful, it's all about contacts, contacts, contacts. So I want to give you a challenge, and I call it the 30-day prospecting Blitz challenge. And here's what it is. Starting, you pick the date. It could be tomorrow. It could be, well, tomorrow's Mother's Day. Hey, by the way, happy Mother's Day to all the moms on here. I should have started off with that. Happy Mother's Day. You all moms are like champions, and like I don't have enough words eloquently enough to describe how great you all moms are. So thank you, moms, and happy Mother's Day. But so maybe don't start on Mother's Day. Let's hold the challenge. Let's start on Monday. But here's the challenge. For 30 consecutive days, can you make 2 contacts? Can you share NeoLife with 2 people a day for 30 straight days? Can you, for 30 days, can you share NeoLife with at least 2? Now, again, this business, what I love about this business is you can compress time. The speed of your business is all determined upon how much you want to put the pedal down. So for some of you, you're going, I want to get moving a little bit. I would say 2. If you want to get moving a little bit in your business and get a little bit of momentum going and get a little bit of traction in your business, I would say for 30 consecutive days, you want to share NeoLife with 2 people a day for 30 consecutive days. That's 60 contacts in 30 days. For some, you're going, I want to get moving faster than just a little traction. I want to get things going. I would encourage you, that needs to maybe be 3 or 4 a day. 3 or 4 a day is where you want to go for 30 consecutive days. So now we're talking 90 to 120 contacts over the next 30 days. And for those that really want to take their business and get going and move it to a whole nother dimension, 5 to 8 a day for 30 consecutive days. If you do 5 to 8 contacts a day for 30 consecutive days, you put that kind of activity into your pipeline, into the funnel, you will be blown away where your business is at 30 days from now. You'll be in a whole new universe in your business with putting that kind of activity. And then I'm going to give one last thing. Some of you on here, I bet, have some big goals and big dreams, and you're wanting to have a life-altering, life-changing, massive, significant business this year that allows you to be able to have that time freedom and that debt freedom and that financial freedom. I would encourage you, if you have really big goals and really big aspirations, you set yourself a goal of 10 a day for 30 consecutive days, 300 contacts. So a minimum of 2 up to 10. You just decide how big your goals are, and then you fill the number in. But if you can, for 30 consecutive days, share NeoLife with at least 2 new people a day for 30 consecutive days, and you look up at the end of 30 days, you'll be blown away. The more you put in there, the better. And so let me give you 2 tools that you're going to need to make this happen. In your back office, there is a 30-day Blitz tracker already created. And that tracker only allows you to put 2 in there per day. So you may have to print off 2 of those if you want to talk to 4 people a day. You may need to print 3 of those off if you want to talk to 6 people a day. You may want to print off 4 of those if you're going to talk to 8 people a day. Maybe you can print 5 of those off if you're going to talk to 10 people a day. So you can, but you figure it out. I would get that tracker and I would write it down, because also that's going to be a great tool for you to go back and follow up with. Does that make sense? That's going to be a great tool for you to go back and follow up with and look who you've talked to. And then the second tool you're going to need, so you got the tracker. That's great to track. Now you're going to need the list, which means, who are we going to talk to? Who are these 60 people we're going to talk to? You don't have to have all 6 names on day 1 of the challenge, but I would have at least 10, right? But if you want to talk to 10 a day, then I would have at least 50. But you go and create a list. This is your 30-day Blitz list. You got your 30-day Blitz tracker, and you got your 30-day Blitz list. Have this list and start putting names down of people that you can contact or follow up with that you can contact about NeoLife. And then starting with a bare minimum of 10 names, ideally 50 names, you want to every day try to grow that list until that way your list is evolving and your list is never ending and your list does not run out before the challenge does. And then your goal is to ensure that every person off that 30-day Blitz list goes on that 30-day Blitz tracker that you reached out to them. I'm telling you, with that right there, watch what will happen to your business over the next month. It'll be mind-boggling with that kind of activity. Just remember this last phrase I'm going to say. Massive action solves all problems in this business. Massive action solves all problems in this business. And your best friend, I don't know if you've met your best friend yet in your business, but her name is Rita. Rita is your best friend in this business. Like, you really want to be best friends with Rita, R-I-T-A. And who is Rita? Rita is recruiting is the answer. No matter where you are or where you want to go in this business, if you will meet with Rita regularly, recruiting is the answer. If you will meet with Rita regularly, watch out. I could not be more excited for you all. I cannot thank you all for welcoming me into this family at NeoLife. You all have created something so special. I feel humbled that I even get to be a part of what y'all have been creating over the years here. I get so excited and I speak with such passion and such intensity because for someone who, I had this at one time and I didn't have it for a long time, having this kind of being a place like NeoLife, I am more excited and more passionate about our future and where we're going. Like, I can jump through this screen right now. I am so excited. So I'm honored that y'all let me be a part of this family and this team. And so, Bob, I'm going to hand this back over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Stephen. Stephen, we hope to work a lot more with you, definitely, because you said you guys have goals. Well, that's very true. Quite a few of us, I don't know if all of us do, possibly all of us do, but I know several of us would be very into doubling, tripling our business, very much so. So I hope to work a lot more with you. Since you've known Ashley for about 10 years or so, can you just take 60 seconds and tell us her record of what she accomplished when she was a distributor and why they should listen to her in 60 seconds? Because you know her, I'm impressed myself, but you know her very well. Could you please tell them that?
Absolutely. So Ashley Peebles, who's our director of field development in North America, and myself, I've known her for pretty much my entire direct selling career, all 11 years, basically. We got started with the same company back in 2011. Actually, I got started in 2011. I think her and her husband, Daniel, got started in 2012. The difference was I was on the corporate team. And her and her husband were field leaders. Her and her husband built what would be the equivalent in NeoLife, a one diamond business in about 3 years, and then maintained that business for the next 9 years before that company did some restructuring and changed the compensation plan. And I don't want to get into all of that. So they were one of the fastest growing and one of the top leaders in North America for $1 billion organization in this industry. And so with that being said, I've known Ashley and Daniel for that long. And so when Ashley reached out to me, actually, it wasn't even about NeoLife. She just said, Stephen, I want to be a part of a direct selling company again that I believe in. But this time I think I want to be a part of a corporate team. That's always been my dream and my goal. Do you know of any company that you could introduce me to? And it just happened to be a perfect timing. And I said, yes. And we would be crazy at NeoLife not to be the one to look at you. So I called her that evening. I said, look no further. I'm going to introduce you to Kendra Brassford, our CEO. You would be perfect for NeoLife. And here's how I knew they were perfect. When I look to bring someone on our team, I look for 3 things. It's the 3 C's. Character. Do they have high character and integrity? Ashley and Daniel people, highest character and integrity of people you'll ever meet in your entire life. Second, competency. Do they have the competency and the capacity to add value in that role? Ashley knows this business from building one in the field, like inside and out, like the back of her hand. And she's a master communicator and a master trainer. Unbelievable. And then third, chemistry. I believe if you get to know Ashley, she was born and made for NeoLife. If you want to take your business and put it on rocket fuel, if you want to put your business on rocket fuel, you get connected with Ashley Peebles. That I cannot think of anyone I've worked with corporately before that is more capable to help you go to the next level than Ashley Peebles. And I mean, this is how much I like. Yeah. That being said, Ashley is phenomenal. So Bob, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Congratulations on your new baby too. That's pretty exciting. Very exciting. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. As I say, I hope we can work a lot more with you because we do, many of us want to rank advance. So we're looking to you to help us out, and Ashley. So thank you so much. Give them a hand, you guys. Okay, you guys, I just wanted to announce about Ashley. Please mark your calendar for Wednesday, May 25th. That was the soonest we could get her. That's the very soonest. Wednesday, May 25th on the Zoom meeting ID 963-644-1807, passcode ATP. It's a Wednesday night, 5:30 West Coast time. Ashley will be with us. Her husband is also absolutely hilarious. I mean, it's just pure fun listening to the guy. But as Stephen just said, they built to diamond level in only 3 years. They were at President's Club, which is 100,000 per month in sales in only 6 months, you guys. So if you want, I can't encourage you enough to get on her success team. Please take this email down and write to her. Tell her you want to be on her success team. There's 3 choices. You can be on Monday night, 6 p.m. West Coast, Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. West Coast, or Friday morning, 9 a.m. West Coast. You do not have to do reports, she told me, but it's valuable to be around her. It's a 30-minute meeting, and please take this email down, and I can't encourage you enough to get on there. ASHLEYP for Ashley Peebles, ASHLEYP@us.gnld.com. Tell her you want to be on a success team, and that you want her to send you the details you want to get on, because the way we get better, one of the ways, of course, action is important, but we have to be around someone who's better than us, at a higher level than us. If we're only around people who are the same level as us or people who are below us, it doesn't challenge us to grow. So when you get around somebody that made diamond in only 3 years and made President's team in only 6 months, I mean, that's blow your mind. So she'll pull our level way up. And many of us want to grow. Mara and Arnolfo, do you guys want to grow? Many of us
very much
do.
so.
Yes. Okay. So from there, I'm going to switch to one thing. I want to acknowledge Jamie's team. Jamie has four executive directors. And I want to point out to you, all 4 of them have either been to a national convention or a Louis Smith event or both. All 4, no exceptions. So you guys, that gives you a clue how important it is to attend weekend events. And we're running out of time, so I'm not going to give Arnolfo and Mara quite as much time as I'd hope. But if you could each take just 3 minutes and tell the rest of the team what your experience was like at Hume, because we want all of them to go, because it's such a critically important thing. So Mara or Arnolfo, could you each take 3 minutes right now, please? And then we'll close with recognition.
Sure. Hello, everybody. Good morning. We were blessed by getting some tickets through Bob to be able to go to the Bald Eagle team and get to see what they do with their team and all. And it was up at Hume Lake, which was very beautiful. And we walked away with a lot of good knowledge that we're excited about. They had a lot of info that helped us. One was on how to tell your story in 90 seconds, to keep it short, but to the point. The other one, they have a great support team that you can go on web pages and find whatever you need, stories to share if you have somebody that has an issue with, say, diabetes or whichever. They have another program they have where they're using TikTok and Facebook, and there's hints on how to do that so that you're not sharing all the info, but yet piquing people's interest. That was very helpful. And then also they had stuff for how to dress. So if you're going to go do presentation, that you should look, like your business, like, since it's your own business, but not going with like ripped jeans or sandals and stuff like that. So that was very helpful also. And then follow up, and that's something that I want to work on, which the lady that we just spoke to earlier, she said she has a binder. That's a good idea, because sometimes we get busy in our lives and we forget to do the follow-up. And I think that's important because they might need help with another product or more info. So now I'll let Shufo talk. Go ahead.
Well, going to the event, it's the first event that we went to, and was really, how we can put it, incredible. Was an amazing event, and all the knowledge that people has over there, all the learning, is a lot. It's and 3 days that we went over there, we wasn't able to get all the inputs, all the information, but we get a lot of good tips. As at the first I didn't want to go, to tell you the truth. My wife forced me, but it was a good forcing. I'm grateful that she forced me to go, because all the learning is like you coming with a lot of energy. After that, it's where you come in like I can do it, and it's. I hope we can be invited to another event, and we can able to go. So it's really amazing to everything.
Tell them what we're working on with Guadalajara and how you got to get Caesar's help.
We find out we knew it is the product NeoLife is in Mexico, and we was able to get all the information with this guy. Probably here, his name. His name is Cesar Galarza. He's an incredible guy. He has a lot of knowledge. He was responsible to the for the people in Mexico, or to the organization in Mexico, but now he's moving. But he has a lot of knowledge. He got all the information that we need, and we're working right now to get some family over there in the NeoLife products and a business too. So, but all the information that you can get from there, this event is incredible. So it's worth it. Go to the events.
Thank you, Arnolfo. And did you get to, I heard you got a hug from the head honcho, the very top guy, Louis Smith, a 2 Diamond. Did you guys connect warmly with him, I heard?
We thank him.
Yeah, for a person to be in that high in the business, you're expecting the the way I see you're expecting a stack up people, like they feel like but he's a really simple person. He's a really humble, and he talked to you like he's a best friend, and even he make you think, okay, we met him before or what? Because he treat you like he's a best friend or part of the family, part of the group. So
very friendly, very kind.
Yeah, that's really heartwarming. Like you say, he's selling like over 3 million a year, and you might think kind of elitist type guy, but he was very warm to you guys, you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a really he treated you like a friend, and that is important in any kind of business. So
yes. And would you say the entire organization, not just Louis, the top leadership, but I think I heard you say everyone made you feel quite welcome. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're a very big, great team. I'd like to see us get going like that. That'd be exciting.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's gonna be us in a year. Maybe 2 years.
I thought you 6 months.
What?
I told you say 6 months. We're gonna be like that.
Okay, 6 months. Okay, 6
Okay.
months. So yes, Stephen, Will, and Ashley helping us, all of us jumping in. Yeah, 6 months, Arnolfo. Okay, so you guys, I want you to write this down, please. The next weekend event, of course, is convention, July 28th, 29th, and 30th. But after that, go to wbretreat.com. WB stands for Wisdom Builders, wbretreat.com, and that'll have the information on the next weekend event. Because Arnolfo and Mara just told you how valuable it is. And every executive manager in Jamie's team has been to a weekend event. The people with the biggest teams within our team are the ones that have been to most of these. So thank you very much, you two. Okay, I'm going to close with this, and then we'll see you guys at 11 for a presentation on that'll have leukemia testimony, literal laboratory proof of being able to reverse aging with our products. That'll be at 11. And so here is our recognition for April. We had 10 senior managers. I'm going to just read a few because not all of them are on the call. Cecile Joseph was at 1,041 from Barbara and Allison's team and Jean McEwen's team. And then we have Rick and Barb Bird, brand new senior managers. We want to give them a huge hand at 1,302 PV. You guys, that is a fantastic team that's going to the top. Sigrid Simpson, I believe, was on here with Steffi's team. She had senior manager with 1,669 PV for Sigrid. Then we have Janet and Kevin Cornelius, brand new senior managers, 1,545. And I see an executive manager sitting right next to Jamie, Sandy Reynolds, an executive manager, been to Louis events and convention. That helps so much. Cindy Swan, 1,764 in the Hanson team. Give Sandy a hand. Then we have Nancy Reese, 2,013 points, executive manager. Jenny Knowles, another executive manager from the Jamie Wilson team, who is coached, of course, by Carol. And Jenny Knowles did 2005, first time, that's a record. Lisa Hanson, 2,118. Mara and Arnolfo, executive managers, 2,118. Then Allison Wilson in New York in the McEwen Claudette Chichester team. Allison Wilson, 2,381. Brent and Ramona, who are up in Canada. Brent and Ramona did 2,692. Excellent. Give them a hand. And then Isola Chacon from John and Debbie's team. She's down in LA. 3,055. Now for directors, I'm just going to probably won't read all of them because not are all on. We're running over. Jolene Cox with 4,001. She's in Portland. Dean Vandenberg, 4,016 in LA. Mark Ritchie, 4,165. Gene McEwen, 4,243. Victor Pearson, 5,000. Marilee Blomberg, 5,346. Gina Ellis in Wisconsin, 5,413. And number 6 of all our directors, a tremendous champion from Los Angeles, does a fabulous job. Barbara Chichester, number 6 director, 6,819 points. Give Barbara a hand. Excellent leader. Leslie Hanson in number 5, 7,638 points. In number 4, director position, helping lead the founders of the Grants Pass team, Southern Oregon, John and Debbie, in number 4 director for 8,474 points. Then in Eugene, Stephanie Beckett in number 3, 10,012 points. Number 2, this is a record month. coming out of Southern Oregon, the grand metropolis of Wilderville, Oregon, being coached by Carol Wilson. This Mr. Jamie and Carol Wilson, a record 10,766 points. That's about the second or third month in a row that team has hit a record high, and they're continuing to grow. That's might be the first Ruby in the team coming soon. Then in number 1 for personal volume, then we'll do group volume, Mr. Daniel Hansen, 16,834 points. Now you guys tell me if you would consider a $800 car allowance good. Just raise your hand if you'd be willing to receive an $800 car allowance. Okay, good. That's unanimous. Daniel Hansen, his car allowance alone, not counting his check, $800 this month, just the car allowance. Okay, now for Group PV, here's our exclusive elite world team members. In number 5, Barbara Chichester, 11,062 points. Give Barbara a hand. Now, you guys, the thing about being world team, your car allowance is $600. Very, very nice. From 600 to 1,000, depending on your volume. And poor Barbara, she had to go to Cabo San Lucas. I believe all expense paid. Phenomenal resort she was at. Also the big island of Hawaii, and headed for Punta Cana, Dominican Republic in October. So now in number 4 for group volume, John and Debbie, 19,240 points. Give John and Debbie, that is a record. That is a record, you guys, 19,240. That team is going to have some rubies coming. Southern Oregon is going to blow up. We're going to be hitting 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. And number 3 for Group PV, Victor Pearson, 30,090 points. And number 2, Leslie Hansen, part of the exclusive elite world NeoLife world team. Leslie Hansen with 34,047 points. And then in number 1 position for group volume in our team last month, Marilee Blomberg with 65,240 points. Give her a hand. So you guys, thank you. I hope you got some vision from Janiece and Diana and Mara and Arnolfo and Stephen. And you guys will be hearing more from Steve, and you can get on a call with him every Monday at 9. If you don't know about that, talk to your head of team. 9, you can hear him every Monday at 9. It's only about 30-minute call. Get on Ashley's success team, please. And we'll see you guys at 11 for a phenomenal nutrition presentation on reversing aging, overcoming leukemia, etc. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bob. Great. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rob.
Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you.
Good to see you, Barbara Chichester.
Bye-bye, John. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Yvonne. Thank you
Hi,
for
Devon.
coming. Hi, Devon.
Bye, Mary.
Devon,
Mary.
thank you. Hi,
Antoine.
Marcel.
Bye-bye.
Hi, G.
Hi, Mary.
Bye-bye. David and
Bye,
Brent. All right.
Welcome, Yvonne. Welcome, Yvonne.
Yeah.
Thanks, Barb and Rick. Thank you so much, and for hitting a record month. That's great. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Hi, Marina.
Awesome.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hello, Bob. Nice
What
meeting,
did you
Bob.
enjoy?
Marcel, how are you?
Hi, Marcel. Hey, Paul, did you, wasn't Janiece amazing? Her part-time business, is paying their mortgage.
I know, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, her husband, I don't know what he's doing now, but for about a 4-year period, he made over $1 million every year for 4 straight years. And
Impressive.
they don't live in a dump. I'm telling you, I've been in their house, I think twice, and I mean, it is upscale. So her part-time business, did you catch how much time she spends per week doing it?
1 hour.
Yeah.
Hour and a half or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, hour and a half, because she's schooling 6 kids. And her oldest, I think I can say it now.
Well,
'cause,
Bob, before you do that, you're still recording. You probably need to stop your recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you stop recording